Hey guys, welcome to the next episode in the Tottenham Let's Play, and most likely will be the final episode in the Tottenham Let's Play, and for reasons as you'll find out in a moment. But this is the season review for 2048-2049, and well, it's not been a very successful finish, to be honest. Sixth place. Now, I've been told I'm not going to be sacked. The board do have faith in me. However, I have rejected a new contract, so they offered me a new contract, therefore I'm not going to be sacked, naturally. But obviously I'll get onto that a bit later at the end of the video. But for now I'm just going to do a normal review. So yeah, sixth place, not that great. Lots of 10 losses there. Although we scored a high amount of goals, we scored 82 goals, we also conceded 54, which is not that great really, especially when you consider the fact that Brighton, who finished champions, and after their first title for what, 23 years, actually, they've done very, very well there. And let me tell you now, this really has won the title in brilliant circumstances, finishing 13 points ahead of Liverpool. And then, can you believe, Nottingham Forest, they have grabbed fourth. Now, I said the other week, or the other day, sorry, that Nottingham Forest are probably just going to spend the rest of the Premier League days in mediocrity until they get relegated. Yeah, bad decision by me. Honestly, I didn't see the team growing all that much, to be honest. I mean, Blackburn finishing fifth, they've always threatened to do that. Just finishing a couple of points ahead of us in the end. I don't know how the hell I've done that. But we managed to finish at least ahead of Man United, and Chelsea slipped down like crazy. Man City just about squeezing into the top 10 there in the end. Southampton, Crewe and Huddersfield getting relegated. Unbelievable, quite honestly. But we'll go over the fixtures and see how we managed to do this. So we'll pick up where we last left off, which was the next game, which was against Real Madrid. So, of course, we had that famous game where we managed to win 8-7 on aggregate. But we managed to get a 2-2 draw here in the Thornton Arena, or I guess the Bernabeu, if you want to call it, whatever. Camara and Fowler with 2 goals. So we managed to get 2 away goals there, so I was quite happy with that. Look at that attendance, that's ridiculous. Then another 2-2 draw, this time against West Ham in the FA Cup, 5th round. So we've got 10 to a replay here with Dembele and Wilson with the goals. We then played Liverpool at Perryman, and Fowler got 2, and Staniak also scored. We then lost to Arsenal in the North London derby, which is not good at all. Poliolowski definitely having a half day. But we managed to beat West Ham in that replay. Fowler grabbed the goal, and he's really starting to come into his own now, as I say. 1-1 against Newcastle. Fowler with the goal, but unfortunately in a smudge put through his own net. Well, more like a shot bounced back off him, which is quite common on this, which you don't see too often. And then, I have no idea where this came from. 6-2. Even Anthony Power scored. A mental game. That's all I can honestly say. They finished in aggregate 8-4, so another absolutely blinding game between Real Madrid and Tottenham. Fowler at 9.7 grabbed himself a hat-trick. And he had 2 in 4 minutes. It's just unreal. I mean, check this out. I mean, I set them to attacking, but I was not expecting this. And yeah, certainly, £40 million. Well spent, I think, I have to admit, or at least a portion of it. But nice tackle there from Kone. Camara Fowler got himself in some space, and that's at that time was 3-2. So we led, obviously helped by the fact that we had more away goals, which you'll currently see in a moment, as obviously Real Madrid got 2. But Kone with some really good tackles here, sort of doing the Mikowski thing. Like the thing about Mikowski is he is a sort of unofficial box-to-box type player. He's not an actual box-to-box. I think he's a deep line playmaker, but he makes these sort of runs, from defensive midfield roles. And there's Fowler, look at that. It's actually, have to say, that's a nightmare stop for Real Madrid twice. So that's 4-2, and then we're into the 25th minute here. But yeah, he's a sort of box-to-box midfielder without actually being a box-to-box. And there's Camera, and it's 5-2. I'm like, what the hell is going on? This is absolutely mad. I can't believe it. We're against Real Madrid. And this is a good Real Madrid team, as I say. We did very well to beat them in the final. But there's Fowler. That's a hat-trick, and he's carrying an injury. He's gone absolutely mad. And I think this is the Real Madrid goal. I could be wrong. Let's see. I think it is. This is just nice from them. Oh no, was it? I can't even remember. But this is Camera here. Look at that pace from Camera, and a lovely goal. I was wrong. It was not the Real Madrid goal. And yeah, we're just taking them apart at this point. And they obviously got 2 goals in the end, which was annoying, but I did not care. There's Chabe, of course, player I bought at Dortmund. He's turned into a really good player. Mohamed, one of the top players in the world. Yes, that really is his name, Mohamed. Typical. But yeah, they got another goal. I really didn't think there's no way they're going to get back into it. When this one went in from Sousa here, I just thought, hang on a minute. Calm down. Obviously, because I'm Scouser, but let's get past that. Anthony Powell then crapping his first goal of the season, and that will, I think, be his last goal, actually. Professional football, as he is going to retire, and he hasn't scored again since. So we then played Wigan in the FA Cup sixth round, I should say, with Canavan, Dembele, and Camera off the bench. Lots of bookings here as well. A bit annoying. So yeah, we're through to the semis in the FA Cup. 3-0 against Crewe. Camera, Wilson, and Pilialavsky. 4-1 against Ipswich. Wilson with 2, Dembele off the bench, and Camera. Allsop, as you can see here, really starting to play now and come into his own. And then one of the maddest games I've ever had. Period. 2 hat-tricks from 2 opposite players. Graham Hudson, former Arsenal player. I'm not going to show you these goals because we'll be here till the middle of next week. But oh my goodness me, what a game. What a game. I mean, the defence, both defences really weren't that great. I mean, you know, Munch and goal wasn't great. I mean, look at that for a rating from Ricardo Janssen, 4.8. I mean, that's really bad. Anything below a 5 and you're looking at a seriously shocking performance. But Leon Fowler at the other end managed to grab a 9.5, and you know, he got a hat-trick. Look at them times. Oh, it's unbelievable. Crazy game. Believe it or not, we were, I think if you look at the times, we were, I think that was 6-2. It was 6-2 when we managed to grab 3 goals. Crazy game. We then managed to play Barcelona in the Champions League quarter-final. Yep, we played both Madrid and Barcelona in the space of 2 rounds. Wilson got us a goal, but unfortunately they did get an away goal, so the advantage was with them at this point. Then we lost to Arsenal again, so that's losing both North London derbies. Kind of sums up our season, really. And apparently I'm Nottingham Forest now. Swear to God. But next round, Champions League, yeah, we lost. Fortunately, they got their goal, which meant 2-1, and they obviously had the away goal anyway. So yeah, so that's our tournament over, unfortunately, and obviously our grip on the trophy. I couldn't try to think of the word. They've also got this player, a player who I greatly like, a player called Craig Cooley. And I like him because he used to play for Liverpool. He came in during my time at Liverpool. He was during my last season, at least in 2034. I just saw him come in right at the end, and so saw how good a potential he actually had. Let's get back on him here. Where's he gone? And he obviously got man of the match here. He's been England captain for a while. He's a really good player. He is the new Steven Gerrard. But the one reason I like Cooley the most is because his name reminds me of this.
Yeah, be cool, I guess. Cooley, cool. Come on, fool, be cool.
And yes, that is why there are no adverts on this video. Oh yeah, so he's a quality player, and he's been, I think, England captain for quite some time. I think he is anyway. There's Charlie Granger, because he's one of the best players. So I think Bedford is. He's vice captain. He's something anyway. He's a quality player, and he's getting on to the end of his career now. He's 31, a bit. He's coming to his peak, but or just, I guess, past his peak, if you will, but he's still a good player. And as you can see there, man of the match in the Champions League quarter-final. So no Champions League for us this season, but we're still in the FA Cup, which we've managed to get to the final once again. So that's 2 finals in a row. We beat Ipswich 1-0. Matthew Canavan, terrible game, missed the penalty. Mo Camera, though, off the bench. Here he is. I'll show you the goal. 61st minute. Yeah, Canavan missing a penalty as well. They had a really good performance. Battled all the way, but unfortunately we were just too strong for them. Or fortunately, I should say, we were just too strong in the end. Yes, Power did play in this. Camera finally scoring in the end. So we're through to another FA Cup final. So can we do 2 in a row? So obviously we don't do too well in the league. We put all our efforts then into the FA Cup. We then played Manchester City in 5-2. Camera, Fowler, Pilialavsky, and Colvez scoring. I think we were there to really take advantage of this poor Manchester City team, because they're really not doing too well at all at the moment. Millwall 1-1. McCarthy managed to get a point against Millwall. Probably should be beaten them though. Quite a close game. It was just one of those games where the midfield just didn't turn up. Then we lost to Brighton. Not going to really say too much here. Brighton are just a really good team. 3-1 though against Chelsea. Managed to gain a bit of retribution for that earlier season defeat with Goncalves, Pilialavsky, and Camera with the goals. Lots of yellow cards again. Kone also got injured, and I think he will be missing the rest of the season, if I recall correctly. We also managed to beat Nottingham Forest. Dembele again coming up with a late season hat-trick. He does this quite well, and I've also given the opportunity here to a young player. Not quite sure how good he'll be, but I thought I'd throw him in anyway. Jamal L's good, so he looks okay. Then of course we've got the FA Cup final coming up. How did we do? We won. We beat Chelsea 2-0. So that's back-to-back FA Cups. One thing I can at least, say as a genuine success to go alongside the Champions League. Sergio Blanchard there, as you can see, having a great game. Anthony Power bowing out in style. Fowler has a reasonably quiet game, I suppose. Actually, no, a reasonably good game, I should say. Why did I say quiet? A good game, obviously, there with a goal. But I'll show you this real quick. So, yeah, they. I don't know. Maybe we were just the better team on the day, I suppose. Munch had a good game. Came made a few decent saves. It was tight and tense, but in the end we pulled through and managed to get consecutive FA Cups. And I think that kind of shows you there, just that little opportunity. It doesn't look like much, but if he was a worse goalkeeper, he may have made a total hash of that, and it could have gone in and looped over his head. But here's camera. Anyway, lovely run here, and bang. I'm not going to say that was like, oh god, the goal. Oh god, what's it called? What's the guy called who scored the goal for Tottenham? The Argentinian lad in the FA Cup final. I know, and if you know what I'm talking about, you'll know who. Not Ozzy. What's he called? Ozzy something. Not Ozzy. Is it? Oh bugger! I forgot his name. 1991 FA Cup final. Anyway, that goal. I think it was like voted goal of the century or something. In England domestic terms. Then we finished the season with Liverpool 1-0 loss at Wallace Stadium, which at that point I didn't really care about, even though we probably could have finished a bit higher. But what are you going to do? Forest grabbed the final Champions League spot. But now, I'm looking at this here and thinking, right, well, I've managed to bag myself 2 FA Cups and Champions League with Tottenham. I've done my job here. I've left them in a good position. I've got plenty of youngsters. I've left them with them, and they're all going to come through. And I'm going to let someone else take over. And the reason for that is now I'm getting a little bit, not bored of this series, but, well, I say series, I mean there's been a load of mini-series in the one giant consecutive career, I suppose. And just to point out, this is, if you're not aware, and I can't believe I've got to say this, but if you're not aware, all of the series, I mean obviously with the exception of the Celtic one, that's a different series, these have all been the one save. I just want to let you know that in case you didn't know. Because there have been people who quite simply have not got that, saying, why did you start in 2014? It's because it's the one save. So, yeah, just a point. I think what I'm probably going to do now is have a think about where I'm going to go next. I'm thinking I might do one more international save, and then I might stop. Because I think a few people are now saying I want you to do with real players and all that, and I think I might do. I'm probably going to do one more international save, have one last go at winning the World Cup. Because, I mean, the World Cup next, if we look here, is in Canada in just over a year's time. Or just under a year's time. Might try and apply for a team in that short space of time. The problem is, though, because it is so close, generally, if a team qualifies for the World Cup, they're not going to sack the manager. Then why would they? It just seems silly. Not even England sacked Mike Bassett when he got them to the World Cup, thanks to 2 goals from Luxembourg against Turkey, of course, if you've seen the film, which is a phenomenal film. Actually, it's not phenomenal, it's just very, very funny. It's just a very good film. But yeah, you know what I mean? So there's not going to be many opportunities, and if there is, I don't want to play through the European Championships. I mean, I might do, I don't know, but I'd rather go to a European team now because I've won the Gold Cup in America. I might go to maybe Argentina or Brazil, but preferably I want to go to England or Europe, maybe England. I don't know. It's not because I mean, as I say, if you know me, I'm not a big England fan. I mean, the only reason I don't really like them in the football is because I think the fans are absolute hooligans and absolute arseholes. To be honest, I don't like them, arrogant arses. And they're also incredibly bad letdowns. The team, they've been letdowns pretty much all their lives, apart from 1966. It's not just a modern thing. England have always been bad letdowns. It's just they had that one good, or maybe 2 or 3 actually, if you want to count Italian 90 as well, and maybe. No, I think, yeah, I'm just going to count them 2. I'm just going to count 66 and 90 as the only 2 successes, if you will. Even Italian 90 wasn't that much of a success. But you know what I mean. they're just bad letdowns, and quite frankly, I don't think any of them really give a shit about England. And personally, if they don't give a shit, or if the FA don't give a shit, who are a bunch of corrupt cunts, why should I give a shit? So I'm not going to. But on this, anyway, it's a different story. You know, I do support England in all their forms of sport. You know, I support them. I support Great Britain in the Olympics. I supported England in the cricket, even though they are a bunch of fucking bottlers. You know, and so on. So I might go England. Wait and see what Charlie Granger does, see how they do in this World Cup, maybe take them over for the Euros, maybe take them over for the next World Cup, we'll see. And that might be my one final last attempt to bow out with style. Because then what I'm probably going to do is do maybe one or two more short series, you know, maybe do one little thing, and then I'm probably going to take a break. I'm just going to tag this on at the end of the video now so people are watching. Obviously I know I'll probably do a video once I finish and say, right, I'm just going to take a break. For making videos. You know, I've pretty much been making videos non-stop now since January 2011, with the exception of, you know, the odd week where I've just, you know, stopped to prevent burnout, or, you know, the last few weeks of FM12 or the last few weeks of FM11. I've not taken a proper elongated break from making videos, so, you know, just bear that in mind. I've been doing these for quite a while now. And I think I might probably need a break towards the end of the summer and wait until FM14 comes out, because, you know, there's only so much you can do with FM13 before it gets a bit stale, a bit outdated, and just generally boring. So just a note on that. I'm probably going to do. I mean, if you want me to continue, please say. You know, I will continue. It's just, you know, a lot of people now think I do want me to do it with real players, as opposed to, you know, having to learn a bunch of new regions that you don't really know. And, you know, the only reason I'm doing it is because I have a good connection with these regions. I know who they are because they are my save. So, yes, just a slide note there. So, I'm finished with Tottenham. Think I've taken them as far as I can. Want to do one last little thing now. I want to go back to international football. Want to try and win the World Cup with my last final act on this save. So, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Well, I'll do a video when I get a job. Hopefully not in real life, because I'll probably be waiting quite a while. But yeah, once I've picked my team, or once I get the opportunity to go to an international team, I will make a video. So that's going to be it from the Tottenham save. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. So, and from me, bye bye.